This is a continuation of my YouTube lesson on creating leather material. If you haven't seen that lesson, follow the link in the description. Here, we will create an advanced, multi-layered, cracked leather material. So, we have a basic material that we've already customized, and now we're going to enhance it with you. In order to create a layered leather material, I need a new material called coronarender MTL. Right mouse button, Materials, Coronarender MTL. The coronarender MTL material is a special material that has multiple slots in it. To these slots, we can apply multiple materials and mix them with each other through a black and white mask. Let's choose our previous leather material as the base material. I'm going to put that material in the base material slot. And for the next slot, I'll create a new material, also a Corona Physical MTL. Right button, Materials, Corona Physical MTL. And I'll apply this material to the layer 1 slot. Let me initially make this material red, so that all the changes are visible to us. I find base layer and change the color to red. As a black and white mask, I'm going to apply this dirt texture. I import this texture into 3ds Max and apply this texture to the layer with the mask. In instance mode, I'm going to run an interactive render. And I don't forget to apply our coronarender MTL material to my object. And you can see the changes. Let me change the color of our scuffs to a color close to our leather material. Let it be a light brown color. I'm also going to change the shine of these scuffs to a minimum. In order for these cracks to have more irregularity, I'm going to apply a dirt texture to our new material. I'm going to import a texture. And I'm going to apply this texture to the base color layer. And I'm also going to reduce the impact of this texture. I'm going to select the material. Going down to the bottom, I find the base color setting, and I'm going to minimize its impact. Also, in order to get a little relief of our cracks, I'm going to apply this same crack texture to the bump. And I've changed this parameter to -1. And you can see how we got the extrusions. Now, let's do something interesting. I want to make our scuffs look more varied and appear only on the edges of the seams of our sofa. For this, I'm going to use a special map, Corona Ambient Occlusion. I've called up this node, and let's use it instead of a mask. I'm going to temporarily disconnect our old cracked map and plug in the Corona AO map instead. Let me also temporarily plug in our layer 1 red material to make this all more visible. So, I'm going to select the Corona Ambient Occlusion node. This map allows us to create differences in color between areas where we have the highest polygon concentration and the lowest polygon concentration. So with this map, we can create color differences on the seams of our couch. Let's do that. To customize the Corona AO node, we need to run an interactive render and do it through the render window. So I selected the Corona AO. The first thing I do is swap the two colors. Next, I need to change the mode to outside plus inside. And I change the max distance parameter. And you can see how our second material is now starting to spread just to the edges of our seams. With the color spread parameter, we can increase the intensity of the black influence of our map, and so the red material has more influence, but I need to decrease the max distance parameter again a little bit. And with the next parameter, ray directionality, I can change the type of ray projection, ambient occlusion, adjusting this map a little bit as I need. From experience, I realized that this parameter should have a value of about 0.5. Okay, now in order for our red material to get a cracked texture, I apply the same cracked texture to the max distance parameter. Okay, that's what I need. And now our cracks are only visible on the edges of our object. And let's, instead of the red material, I'll apply our previous crack material. remove the red material. Great, I just need to adjust the corona ambient occlusion distance. I'd also like to scale down our cracked texture a little bit. So, let's go over again what components we have in the material editor. The first one is our main leather material. The second is our dirt material. We blend this all together using Corona Layered MTL. To blend these two materials, we have a dirt map with Corona Ambient Occlusion applied, which gives the effect of unevenness. I also applied this dirt map in bump so that our scuffs have relief. Okay, by adjusting the Corona Ambient Occlusion settings, I achieved this result. The last thing I'm going to do is to add more irregularity to our cracks. I'm going to do this by using two of these spot maps. I'm going to import these maps into 3D Max. And now I'm going to blend these two maps with our cracks and apply that as a Corona Ambient Occlusion mask. The way this will work is that these masks will form spots on our crack mask, and so the cracks will look more irregular. I'm going to do this using the familiar composite node. I'm adding 3 slots right away. To the lowest layer, I apply the cracks, and to the top 2 layers, I apply our new masks. I'm going to turn on the composite node preview. And let's choose a blend mode for our masks. The most appropriate mode is Subtract. You can see how that works. These masks add dark spots for our cracks. And let's apply our composite node to Corona Ambient Occlusion. And now let's see what our masks look like on the surface of the couch. I'm going to select the first mask, click on this button, and using tiling and offset, I'm going to adjust this mask a little bit. I'll do the same with the next mask. Let's run the interactive renderer and see what we get. And you can see that we've got these spots. We can blur the borders of our spots texture a little bit. To do this, I'm going to select each texture, find the blur parameter, and increase it. Also, by selecting the composite node, I can reduce the impact of the textures of our spots. The result is as follows. To make this look even more realistic, we need to randomize the pattern of our blend texture so that we don't see a frequently repeating mesh. To do this, I'm going to use the Corona Randomizer. Right button, Maps, Corona, Corona Mapping Randomizer. This node allows you to partition a texture into tiles and each of the tiles to be shifted, rotated, or scaled randomly by a given amount. Let's connect this node to our chains regarding our blending texture. In order to do this quickly, I'll connect our node to this point. And to the node, I'll connect the texture. Next, within the node itself, I'll turn off instance mode and select primitive mode, or you can choose polygon mode. I'll set the rotation range from 0 to 360 degrees with a range of about 10. Let the scale change be from 20 to 40 in steps of about 5. I'll turn on the Randomize Each Tile checkbox, and I'll make the number of tiles a little more than 2. Let's run the interactive renderer and look at the result. And the texture looks more chaotic and more natural. The final result looks like this. You can download this material in the description of this video. See you next time.